Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be looking at HoudiniEsq and LawPay integration. This video is going to be in two parts. First part is going to be the user interaction, the use case, and the second part will be the more technicals, development information on how the software is implemented with LawPay. More technical discussion. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and log in. I'm logged into HoudiniEsq and also the portal. The portal, as you know, is the same as the HoudiniEsq interface, except it's limited to what the actual clients can see. And of course, as you know, underneath the contact records, you define what's visible and what's not. What I've done here on this particular client here, I'm calling Jack Ball right now. On the invoices, you'll see an apply payment button. Okay. And what that would typically do is open up a payment window, depending on what integration you have configured. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to Houdini, the standard login for staff. To get started with LawPay, you want to go on the config, billing and accounting, and underneath your bank accounts here, if you have that enabled, you'll notice it says merchant accounts. You want to click the link account. There's some details on the integration here. Now we have different integrators. LawPay is the default, and that's for the legal aspect of our business. So the legal client side of our business. I'm going to go ahead and connect with LawPay, and it's going to ask me to log into my LawPay account. Click authorize, and I'm going to copy this code that's presented to me. And let's go back to Houdini, and I'm going to paste it in the authorization code in this field here, and let's click authorize. And what happens here is I'm presented with the accounts I have set up in LawPay. I'll go back to LawPay and show you that. So here's our basic test account. You can see now under developer settings, HoudiniEsq will be listed here as you're giving auth access to it. Now to get started, you have to activate the accounts you want to use in Houdini. Simply because they're listed doesn't mean that they're going to be used by Houdini. So in this case, I'm just going to select this one here. I'm not going to do the trust account, and I'll link the bank. You notice if you have multiple bank accounts, only trust bank accounts going to be linked to trust merchant accounts. Okay. You can't cross link them. Okay. I'll go ahead and click save. Now what that does, it enables a couple features. So let's process the charge. So you can process the charge under the Matters Invoices tab by selecting one or more invoices and clicking Apply Payment. You get the split payment window. For clients using the portal, let me switch to that tab there. Same matter. They also get that, but they don't get the split window, they get the charge window. Now I'm going to go over this in detail as a staff member entering the data. So we'll skip that for now. I just want to show you that through the portal. If you have that activated, you enable it. The clients, when they log in, they can't pay their invoices. Okay. Let's go back to Houdini as a staff member. I'm on a matter on the invoices tab. And as you can see, I could select, let me go ahead and hide paid. We have 3 invoices here. So when we do the split payment window, it includes all 3 on a single charge. Okay. The payment window has this new button enabled. When you enable LawPay, you get the Powered by LawPay charge e-check options here, adjacent to your apply payment, which is what you typically use to record transactions. So I'm going to do this from the billing tab. Okay. And there's multiple ways to do that. I can simply go to navigate to billing, pre-bill and invoices, and click payment. I get the split payment window, right? Well, I'm on the pay, just hide that. There's that guy there, okay? Another way to do it, obviously, is from Matters. If you're looking at an actual invoice, you click it, it will take you to that invoice. Okay, automatically. Click pay, we're going to split. And that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and click charge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a failed transaction first. And we'll do a card decline. I'm using a sample data set here, card decline, just so you know how it's going to interact with Houdini. Okay, I'll click submit, and then you'll get that message there. Okay, so any message that comes back from LawPay will be presented to you, let you know what's going on. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a valid charge. I'm gonna use a Visa, test Visa account. Click that guy there. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and click submit. Payment applied successfully. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this guy. Now you notice that the matter disappeared because it's paid. So the invoice. So I'm going to go ahead and click unhide, and there it is. And you see that there's that payment down. But remember, there were actually 3 invoices, but they're all gone now because they've all been paid. So if I unhide that, you see they've all been paid. And if we go to Reports tab and look at the Payments tab, you'll see that those 3 invoices transactions, 3 invoices were paid on a single charge. The information's here. The actual charge data that comes back from LawPay is included in a special memo field, and is included for your accounting purposes. So if you need to investigate a transaction, all the information you need is available. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back. I'm just going to go navigate back to an invoice just by double clicking in the report. It takes me back to that particular invoice, and let's go ahead and, instead of deleting an invoice charge, let's go ahead and do a void. We're just going to avoid this 553595. Click void. Now in Houdini, good record keeping is best practice, and we always follow best practices, right? So you have to provide a reason, just like when you close a matter, you have to provide a reason for doing so. So we include the transaction ID and the amount, and some details on how the refunds are processed and things like that. So this is not a Houdini. This is how LawPay. This information is on LawPay. Same information. So if you have any questions, contact your LawPay rep or check out the website lawpay.com. Okay. So I'm gonna give a reason here. Check received, sent to wrong address. Okay. Check number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just do that. Transaction successful. You notice that the transaction is zeroed, but kept voided. It's the difference from that and a delete, right? When you delete, the actual payment record is gone. We don't do that. We want to keep a record. So we go back to the report, payments. You'll see we also include the voided details as an additional dedicated note. Okay. So let's take a look at e-checks. So to use a check, you simply select check, and you'll notice that a couple things did change on here. You notice that the card information disappears, and we have additional information here. Now, by default, HoudiniEsq is going to assume that the individual checking is going to be used. So that's the default, individual checking. Now, if you want to change that to business, simply click business, then it becomes business checking. If it's a savings account, you simply select savings. This is also true if I unselect business, it's now individual savings. So the default is individual savings, individual checking. To make it savings, simply click savings. To make it business checking. To make it business savings, just like so. Okay, so those options are available. That's under check as opposed to card on the charge form. So let's see how you disconnect from LawPay. To begin, click config. Now you have to be an administrator to do this, obviously. We go to billing and accounting, and you simply uncheck connect with LawPay. Okay, that's all you need to do. Now to validate that has occurred, you go back to your LawPay account, and I'm gonna go back to the developers tab, and you see that HoudiniEsq is no longer listed as an authorized application on your account. Okay. So when you disconnect from Houdini and you want to reactivate, you simply click link account, click connect with LawPay, and you go through the whole authorization process once again. Like so. Turn on your account, which one you want to use, optionally link to an actual account. Remember, trust accounts cannot be linked to non-trust accounts. That's why Wells Fargo is only listed here. Click save, and you're in business. Okay? So that's HoudiniEsq and LawPay integration. Thank you for joining me.